Alright, what's going on, guys? And today we are going to be checking out the Elden Ring movie, Lord of Frenzied Flame, Prepare to Cry by Vaatividya. Frenzied Flame ending is one of the coolest and darkest ending that I have ever experienced in a game before, especially with the extra cutscene if you skip Melina's whole quest line. And that ending of despair and a nihilistic madness kind of reminds me a lot of Soul Eater. So yeah, without further ado, if you like these kinds of content, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll do more of them.
The lands between are ruined, mired in torment and despair. Is there really anything here worth fighting for? Is there anyone worth saving?
Hello? Is somebody there? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn, to the south. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander, the servants there have rebelled. Filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear for Father's life. My soul wishes that he escape.
The slaves of Castle Morn are misbegotten. Their very existence is considered to be a punishment. But their only crime was being born outside of grace. So it's no wonder that hatred has fermented in their hearts, inspiring them to finally break free of their masters. The next step in a cycle of revenge that began at Castle Morn long ago.
I see. From Irina. Thank you.
It's actually kind of crazy how early the game leads to the
Even if the castle should fall, as commander, I must remain to ensure the treasured sword of Morn does not fall.
I mean, you can technically skip this and just go to Leyndell, but
a lone
still.
champion fought at Castle Morn. His entire clan had been vanquished, but he grafted their swords onto his own and continued to fight. So determined was he to claim his revenge. And so, this became the legendary sword of Castle Morn.
Game of Thrones sword.
It was claimed by the banished knights of Godric, stolen by a misbegotten, and then passed down to you. And with it, the cycle of revenge continues. An eye for an eye.
I'm in your debt for keeping the sword from those fallen creatures. I'm no longer bound by duty. Once I've rescued Irina, I will spend my remaining days with her.
Oh my god. How do you even, what mod is that to do that, man? That's so sick.
Irina, how could this be? My daughter deserved better. The fault lies with me. I chose duty over my daughter's safety. And that is how fate has answered. I'll find them. The foul wretches responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Irina, it will be done.
You're a tarnished. I can see it. And I can also see that you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods. I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer. There are others of my people who yet survive in these lands. If the mood takes you when you meet one, then offer them some trade, won't you?
It's kind of crazy that
my
they
people,
cut out
wanderers
their
all have long
quest
been
line,
spurned by
which
the
I
grace
think would have
of
been
gold,
such a cool addition.
which is why we cannot settle. but instead are forced into this pitiful, unceasing journey. But thanks to that, things are not so different
Like, I
for
think-
us now. I think this makes us
Like, I think they should
kindred
have included like Kale's quest line and like Shabriri's quest line within the madness, because what Kale brings, like I'm pretty sure there's like cut dialogue, like some guy was able to like recover Kale's whole quest line. I don't even know how you do that. It would have been so cool because now you have like a side, more of a side to empathize and use that to fuel your reasoning to, you know, pursue the Frenzied Flame ending, as opposed to just like Shabriri's route, which was just kind of like, oh, you don't want to like burn your maiden, so go for chaos instead. You know, I feel like if we followed Kale's quest line, it would have been more empathetic, and you know, just a thought, you know.
spirits of sorts. Your people, the Tarnished.
Goofy
And
ass
mine.
fucking helmet.
See that no harm comes to my kin. We have a saying, we wanderers, lament not your solitude. Expect no sympathy, no regard, nothing. But if anyone dares harm us, show them no mercy. That is our code, so to speak. Just the way we are, deeply unforgiving.
Deep within the eyes of the oldest merchants, a secret is hidden. Deeply unforgiving indeed.
But I've done all I can here. I'm thinking of moving elsewhere for a time.
So far, we've spoken of misbegotten, banished knights, tarnished, and merchants. All were spurned by grace in one way or another. You can't go too far without wondering if the Golden Order is to blame for the oceans of anger and despair. When we last met Edgar, he swore revenge upon the misbegotten. But now, all must die,
That's such a cool shot.
misbegotten or not. And if you defeat Edgar, you will receive a Shabriri grape. It's our proof that his need for revenge no longer divides or distinguishes. Love, revenge, melt it all away in the yellow chaos flame.
Right. I saw the status it inflicted in that scene.
Revenge,
Oh,
melt it all away in the yellow
yeah, I see. They couldn't hide it.
chaos flame.
Ooh.
But there are those who fight against the tarnished who stalk their own. Yura, the hunter of bloody fingers, will often be at your side.
Right in the dick.
Yura comes from the land of reeds, a place that has long been locked in a miserable civil war, and it's said that the entire nation has succumbed to a blood-soaked madness. It's not too surprising that
Wait,
the entire
where
nation
is that?
has succumbed to a blood-soaked
Is that Mount Gilmer? Or is that just like a added background? That's
Madness.
really sick.
It's not too surprising, then, that Yura fights against any blood-crazed tarnished, whether they serve the Lord of Blood or otherwise. But Yura's true mark is a Drake Knight named Eleonora, located at the Second Church of Marika, where she kills Yura in cold blood. Once, Eleonora had a legacy as a proud knight, but because of her dragon communion, it seems her humanity has slipped away. So, you put that legacy to rest. By now, it should be clear that madness takes many forms.
Hello? Is someone there?
God, what a shot.
My name is Hayata, and I'm
This
journeying in
game's so
search of the
pretty.
distant light. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me?
She looks like Arena, but Arena is dead. Somehow, this Hayata has taken over that body. But for what purpose? She barely even knows herself.
I can feel a distant
And
light in
who
the back of my eyes.
would Hayate
It will
actually
lead
be?
me to my true duty
Would it
as
be
a
like
finger
a
maiden.
Like
You're not
another
like the others who
Shabriri?
give me grapes, are you? They rest their trembling hands upon me. Howling wordlessly, they gently stroke my eyes. Their frail fingers, emaciated. Yet still, they give me the grapes. But you seem somehow firmer. Now I can feel the distant light once more. That aside, I wonder what Shabriri grapes really are. Delectably tender and
eyeballs.
sweet, yet searing. What a sight they must be to behold.
Of course, the Shabriri grapes are eyes, yellow, shriveled, and oozing.
That's not possible. Not all of those people. Their own... So those noises I heard were...
Yeah.
Shabriri.
Just a little rant, right? Because the new Elden Ring movie is like being made, and it looks like it's going to be following the Tarnished storyline, because the set seems like the props that they use seem to be like quote unquote modern day Limgrave after America's like imprisonment. So it's kind of a missed opportunity, I feel like, but at the same time, I know what they're trying to do. You know, they're trying to like it's a gamer trap kind of like they're just trying to make Elden Ring the game into the movie rather than like taking stories from Elden Ring to like make it a movie. You know. I guess the only other story that you could kind of follow is Vike, which is basically just this put into like a 2 hour long format. But at the same time, it's like no one really knows who Vike is, right? Like what relationship he had with his maiden. Like I think it was implied that they loved each other, and he didn't want to burn her for the like order, and they killed her and then imprisoned him. But who did that? We could just assume it's like the Golden Order, but I don't really see whether that would make sense, because at that point the Golden Order would have been like in shambles, right? Because America's imprisonment after the Shattering War, all that. So I have a feeling, still like a wild feeling, that that person that killed Vike's maiden and imprisoned Vike is none other than Melina, who does actually end up trying to hunt you to death. Because maybe the reason why Melina didn't kill, or like why Vike was in prison rather than killed, was because he didn't fully inherit the frenzied flame. You know, he never got to that point. Just a little conjecture and like a little thought on like the Elden Ring movie.
The most reviled.
I will
man
still
in
go
all
and
of
watch
history.
it though. It does seem very, very
It all
interesting.
began long ago with the crime of
I
slander.
just don't think it's going to be like super
Shabriri came up
heavy
with
on
a
the
lie.
lore. It's more just going to be
And
like
it was so
gameplay.
damaging, so heinous, that his eyes were gouged out as a punishment when that lie was proven to be false. We can't be sure of what was said, but what if Shabriri slandered the nomadic merchants? What if, with a crooked smile, he accused them of the very crime he himself was guilty of, saying that they had fraternized with the Three Fingers and were not to be trusted? This would explain why the nomadic merchants came to be so hated. It is said, after all, that the sickness of the flame of frenzy began with Shabriri. And after his eyes were gouged out, the blight of the flame of frenzy came to dwell in his empty sockets. Yellow eyes became known as Shabriri grapes, and frenzy started to infect the despairing world. A madness that belongs to those who have lost everything.
Ah, by the way, well, even we had a place to call home once. The Great Caravan, they called it. But it's been lost to us for ages. I've been searching for it as long as I can remember. And with a name like that, you'd hope they kept some fine goods there, eh? I've always preferred my own company to that of other people's. And I don't have any burning questions I wish to ask my ancestors. But there's something I need to know. my roots. I want to know who I am, where I came from, where I'm headed. I hope you can join me at the Great Caravan, in fact. Who knows what wonders there might be to trade?
If Shabriri did indeed slander the merchants, then he knew exactly what their despair might bring.
Is that you over there? I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you. The reason why it was eyes I had to eat. The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now.
Madness
I will
Tower.
be a finger maiden. Could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers.
We only know of one other who was clasped in such a manner. His name was Vike, the Dragon Spear. After the war with the ancient dragons, there came the rise of the dragon cultists, who earned the dragon's affection. One of the most beloved was Vike the Dragon Spear, a tarnished descended from Godfrey, who eventually returned from across the sea to join the Round Table Hold in hopes of becoming Elden Lord. To this end, Vike was assigned a Finger Maiden and acquired the power of 2 great runes. But when he stood before the thorns of the Erd Tree, he realized the truth, that a maiden's true purpose.
I wonder who it would have been, since, yeah, like he should have had like great runes, right, to enter Lanedale at all. So who did he kill for that? Or was he just like given it, I guess? I don't know. That's kind of more of a loophole than anything. It's like, I think the great runes are more of a gameplay thing rather than a lore thing, because, you know, it's just to like hinder your progression so you don't end up in like the ending of the game before you even explore anything from the start, you know. I think that's more of a gameplay thing.
Is to burn the thorns for the one who would become Elden Lord. And whether it was born of love or duty, Vike refused to burn his maiden, for the whisperings of Shabriri had told him of another flame.
Nice music.
A flame of frenzy hidden deep below the capital that could burn the thorns away. But when Vike returned, his maiden was dead. Did she commit suicide after betraying her purpose, or was Vike captured and punished for his treason? Whatever the case, now Vike's vengeful spirit defends the dead maiden at the Church of Inhibition, while the real Vike kneels imprisoned in an Everjail deep within the Forbidden Lands, clad in armor clasped by 3 burnt fingers. This is all that remains of the contender that was supposed to become Elden Lord.
Right. He's meant to be like somewhat equal to us. I wish he was kind of like more menacing in the game though. Like he was like a proper like candidate for the Elden Lord. Because I also have like this little theory of like, since Placidusax was the first Elden Lord, you know, despite like outside of grace, I don't really understand what the meaning of Elden Lord actually is. I just assume it's like someone really, really strong that can like rule the lands between. And as he was supposed to like be given grace by like his god or whatever, because in Farum Azula he was waiting for like a god to answer his calls, right? But then it didn't. But nothing ever like came about, and I think that has something to do with Baal, who like mauled him and half to death. You know, like the 2 of them nearly kill each other. So it's like Baal became like another contender almost. Although I believe Bale's just a fucking hater. Like he did not need to do any of the things he did with Placidusax, or like when you climbed up Jagged Peak, like the Jagged Peak. He just did it because he out of pure spite and hatred. Yeah. So in terms of like power, you would say like Vike and Placidusax would be kind of equal because they're both contenders for Elden Lord. I just wish it kind of wasn't like a PvP battle, you know. Despite him being like a player model, I wish it was more of an actual boss thing. This is so sick, actually. Okay. Cool little same action. So I'm assuming this Vike's a player, right? Instead of like an actual NPC. It's insane if this was an NPC. Yeah.
Finally, we meet the Tarnished, who would be Lord. Oh my,
Shabriri.
why the long face? I fear that you were previously acquainted with this vessel. Well, that is most unfortunate, for he is dead. As for his flesh, he gave it to me. Shabriri. I hope you can make your peace with that. You are about to sacrifice something precious, the life of a fair maiden, that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy.
It's funny to think that they had to beat the game using Godfrey's armor just for this one shot.
What a horrible thing to ponder. Your ascendancy requires her sacrifice, whether she wishes it or not. But how would the Lord, crowned so, be looked upon? Chosen Tarnished and would-be Lord, dare to tread the path of true rigor. Spare the poor girl and singe your own flesh in her stead. If you are prepared to show resolve and attain lordship through righteous hardship, then heed the words of I, Shabriri.
Oof.
Chosen Tarnished and would-be Lord, descend into the depths far below the Erdtree capital. Seek audience with the three fingers and the flame of frenzy. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling. Burn the Erdtree to the ground and incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. May chaos take
the
Shabriri
I don't know why he started spouting that though.
is chaos incarnate. I cannot die. May chaos take the
I wonder how the Shibriri and like Hayata actually jump bodies though.
If you intend to claim the frenzied flame, I ask that you cease. It is not to be meddled with. It is chaos, devouring life and thought unending. However ruined this world has become, however mired in torment and despair, life endures. Births continue. There is beauty in that. Is there not? If you would become Lord, do not deny this notion. Please, leave the frenzied flame alone.
And maybe you would have left it alone, were it not for the horrors that you found down there.
Did you see what they did to my ancestors? The whole clan buried alive, sick, maddened, husks of themselves. If you heard their moans, they're hardly human anymore. They think we worship the three fingers, that we called the maddening sickness down upon them. Well, if that's what they expect from us, then that's what they shall get from us! The world of grace and its people should have been content to see us sink between the cracks, but to have intruded upon our solace, having broken us upon their whims? I'll never forgive any of you. We won't be trading any longer.
Oh my god, the music in this is so good.
Wait. What's that? That burn. Your eyes. You've inherited the flame of frenzy. Unknown warrior. Divest yourself of everything. Our three fingers. Throw wide the door. Ah, that's it. The yellow flame of chaos.
I have a feeling that the three fingers is like the cutout of like the two with the two fingers, you know.
Flame to melt away the curses, suffering, and despair, and the order.
It just doesn't look like the whole hand. Also,
Frenzied flame.
like, it kind of looks like the Elden Beast a little bit, like the way it
A
moves,
frenzied flame to melt
and even the
away
way it's shaped
curses,
looks like
suffering, and despair,
the Elden Beast.
and the order. Entire.
I guess you could say that's a really long thumb.
Away the curses, suffering, despair, and the order. Entire. May chaos take the world. May chaos take the world.
Yeah, see that contrast between like Kale saying make chaos take the world, and compared to Shabriri. Shabriri was like, oh, let it all die. And then Kale was like, he's done with it, right? He just feels like, oh, you know what? Fuck it, just kill everything. It's different between like, I'll embrace chaos and like nihilistically saying like there's nothing else that matters, you know. I see. If we gotten Kale's questline, I feel like we could have gotten a different perspective to what the Frenzied Flame is, you know.
Oh, it burns. My eyes, they're melting. Thank you. I have touched them. The words of the three fingers. As your maiden, allow me to divine them. All that there is came from the one great. Then came fractures, and births, and souls. But the greater will made a mistake. Torment, despair, affliction, every sin, every curse, every one born of the mistake. And so, what was borrowed must be returned, melted all away with the yellow chaos flame, until all is one again.
Dang.
Those who gave me grace howled without words, saying they wished they were never born. Become their lord, take their torment, despair, their affliction, every sin, every curse, and melt it all away. As the Lord of Chaos.
Right? If you could see it, like it kind of looks like the three fingers as well. Like there's one finger there, second and a third. No.
No more fractures.
No, Placidusax.
No more birth.
And so it is that an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind.
It's a nice callback to what he said in the beginning.
Have inherited the frenzied flame. A pity. Our accord ends here.
Just look at that design. Oof. That's Torrent screaming, if I remember correctly, right? Because he's burning away.
Lord of frenzied flame. I will seek you as far as you may travel. To deliver you what is yours.
God, it's so cool.
Destined death.
All right, well, that was Prepare to Cry by Vaatividya. What an amazing episode, honestly. Like, holy shit, it was so good. And a lot of the things that I want to say, there's just too much to say, honestly. Like, I know there's like a theory on like Melina is like the Glowmite Queen or like has the Glowmite Queen's power, which I actually have a theory on that myself, that Melina was like kind of like either an adopted child or like a child of America long before like Mesmer, you know, because the Glowmite Queen was like the first Empyrean that the Greater Will chose, and basically like couldn't fall through because of like the Glowmite Queen possessed like the black flames, god killing powers, you know. So and then there's the whole godskins and what all that stuff. So I think Melina came from either that same tribe and she was adopted, or like she's literally the Glowmite Queen that was like that America adopted. Kind of like, because I have a thing, like a theory that America must have been really good at charming people too, just like Mikola did, you know? And maybe that like charm kind of wore off and kind of like erased most of Melina's memories. Because Melina, she's hard to like discover because there's barely anything that says anything about her. The DLC didn't give any information about her whatsoever, and it kind of feels like she's just the level up maiden for the sake of leveling up. Because if she is, she's heavily implied to be America's daughter, and she seems to have like zero connection to like all the other demigods, you know. So who knows? But yeah, this video's this movie this Prepare to Cry is amazing. The visuals, especially the music. The music sold it so much, and it's amazing how they were able to recreate Kali's quest line. I don't have no idea how they did that, and Vadi doing like absolute justice with like the content, you know. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me. Like and subscribe if you like these kinds of videos, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.